Hello everyone. Again, today's topic we have dimensionless numbers, but there is one difference. Dimensionless number which is utilized in the helical coils. Before discussing the dimensionless numbers which are utilized in helical coils or in curved pipes, first we need to discuss what is centrifugal and centripetal force. Centripetal force is a force which is necessary to keep an object moving in a curved path and that is directed inwards, means towards the center of rotation. In other words, centripetal force is a force needed to make something move in a circle. In very simple language, we can also see that centripetal force is a name for a real force that has the role of making something move in a circle, and this force is always directed towards the center of motion. Now come to centrifugal force. It's a kind of fake force which is felt by an object which is moving in a curved path that acts outwardly away from the center of rotation. From here we can see that centripetal force is towards the center of rotation while centrifugal force is towards, or we can say outwards from the center of rotation. Centrifugal force is basically represented by F subscript C, which is given by mv square divided by r, where m is the mass of the object. From here we can see that ball is our object and v is the velocity of the given object and r is the distance from the center of rotation to the body. So from here it is we can easily say that centrifugal force will increase if we increase the mass and velocity of the body, while it will decrease if we increase the radius, which is the distance of the body from the center of rotation. As mass and velocity is directly proportional to centrifugal force, so with increase in m and v, Fc will increase, and Fc is inversely proportional to the radius of radius. Then if we increase the r, then it will decrease centrifugal force, or if we decrease r, then it will increase the centrifugal force. Now from here we can see that there are two key differences between centripetal force and centrifugal force. These are, centripetal force is a real and pushing towards the center of circle, while centrifugal force is a kind of fake force and pushes away from the center of rotation. Now come to helical coils. In the given figure, design of a helical coil is shown. Here, inside diameter of the tube is given by dt. Outside diameter of the tube is given by dt naught. Hydraulic diameter, which is represented by dw and is calculated using d plus dt naught, where d is this dia. This is represented by capital T, and dw, hydraulic diameter of the coil, is calculated using capital D plus dt naught. Now next to coil diameter, which is represented by dc, and dc is calculated with this formula, where p is the pitch, which is the center to center distance between the tube. Now number of turns is given by n. Here we can see that here 3 number of turns, 1, 2 and 3, or we can calculate from here also 1, 2 and 3. So here are 3 number of turns. The curvature ratio is represented by dt over dc, where dt is the inside diameter of the tube and dc is the coil diameter. It can also be represented by pitch over dc or pitch over dt. It's up to you how do you want to calculate the curvature ratio. Next, the inside pipe wall nearest to the coil axis, means this wall is nearest to the coil axis. It means we can see that this is the inside side of the coil, inner side of the coil, and the side of pipe wall farthest to the coil axis means this. Here in this case we have this wall which is outer side of the coil. Now before going to the dimensionless number, we are going to talk about the benefits of utilization of helical coils in industries. Why more and more industries are switching towards the helical coils, helical coil based heat exchangers or other systems. The reason behind switching towards the helical coil is rate of heat transfer in helical coils are higher as compared to straight tubes. Another one, its compact structure. Third one is low installation cost, and last is ease of maintenance. So due to compact structure and high rate of heat transfer, helical coil based heat exchangers are extensively utilized in several industries like in power generation, nuclear industries, heat recovery systems, refrigerations, food industry, and etc. In literature, it is also reported that when an application requires an equipment which is suitable for high operating pressure or extreme temperature gradients, in that case, a helical coil unit should be considered. Now come to D number. D number is a dimensionless numbers as other numbers like Reynolds number, Prandtl number and all. D number is also a dimensionless number which occurs in the study of flow in curved pipes or say in helical coils. It is used to characterize the flow in curved pipes, as Reynolds number is utilized for the flow in straight pipes. As we say, if Reynolds number is between or below 2000 or till 2000, then we have laminar flow. If it is above 4000, then we have turbulent flow. If it's between 2000 4000, then it is transition flow. Then similarly, D number is also used to characterize the flow in curved pipes. Now come to the formula. We know that D number is basically used to characterize the flow in curved pipes. So the role of centrifugal force is very important over here. The formula of D number is the ratio of viscous force acting on a fluid which is flowing in a curved pipe or in a helical coil to the centrifugal force. It is also given by D number equals to Reynolds number multiplied square root of curvature ratio. Here it is given over here, Reynolds number into square root of curvature ratio. Curvature ratio is given over here dt over dc. Now next we have critical Reynolds number. You can easily relate the critical Reynolds number with the transition between the laminar and turbulent flow, as we also like in straight tubes. If we have Reynolds number below 2000, then we have 2 or 2500, then we have laminar flow. If Reynolds number is above 4000, then we have turbulent flow. But in case Reynolds number is in between the 2 to 4000, then we have transition flow. So similarly, critical Reynolds number denotes the same thing in case of curved pipes or in case of coils. It is associated with the laminar turbulent transition when fluid is flowing through coils or curved pipes. Till now, there is no standard formula for the calculation of critical Reynolds number. It is basically calculated using the experiments. So critical Reynolds number is calculated using correlations proposed by different authors. Here we have presented one empirical correlation which is given by Srinivasan and Nandapurkar in 1968. Here critical Reynolds number is given by 2100 multiply 1 plus 12 dt over dc raised to power 0.28. With this 2100 is fixed over here, it is calculated, well, like it is based on the experiment values. Basically, it is the value of Reynolds number over here, and this 112.28, these are empirical coefficients which are also experimental values. So we cannot say that this value is fixed for every experiment, for every curvature ratio. No, it should be different. It can be different, like dt over dc, every time dt over dc is different, then uh, if dt over dc is different, then every time critical Reynolds number will be different. So this was all about today. Thank you.